Hello and welcome to Symposium on International Automotive Technology Expo 2024, organized by ARAI biennially. Organized in Pune over the course of 3 days, SIAT Expo served as a prominent platform to exchange ideas, knowledge, technologies and collaborative brainstorming within the automotive industry, attracting distinguished experts from various automotive domains across the world. The theme of SIAT 2024 was Transformation Towards Progressive Mobility. The event was inaugurated virtually at the hands of the Honorable Minister of Heavy Industries, Dr. Mahendranath Pandey.
जिन चीजों पर आप डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं और आपका जो ये संगठन, इस परिचर्चा जो लगभग प्रत्येक 2 वर्षों में आप सब मिलके करते हैं, ये भारत के साथ साथ सारी दुनिया के लिए बड़ी वैल्यूएबल, बहुत ही मूल्यवान चर्चाएं आप करते हैं। उससे भारत को भी अनेक नए अपॉर्चुनिटी, नई सोच मिलती है और दुनिया में भी इस कॉन्फ्रेंस के द्वारा, इस संगोष्ठी सिंपोजियम द्वारा आप अच्छे विषयों को उभारते हैं जो निरंतर चेंज होती हुई टेक्नोलॉजी में, खास करके ऑटो टेक्नोलॉजी में, और ऑटो फील्ड में भारत भी दुनिया का एक बहुत ही मजबूत स्तंभ बनते हुए आगे बढ़ रहा है।
In addition, a virtual inauguration of new facilities such as Advanced NVH Development Center, Advanced Accelerated Sled Lab, Advanced Photometry Laboratory, Foundation stone laying of ADAS, cylinder testing and high energy impact testing facilities at Mobility Research Center, Tukway, Pune. The database ARAI MARG 2.0, that is Measurement and Analysis of Road Geometry, an initiative by ARAI, was released at the hands of the dignitaries at the event.
It is indeed a pleasure to attend the Symposium on International Automotive Technology, now in its 18th edition, particularly when I saw the expo where the technologies and products are displayed, and more important that the advanced technologies which I saw was the enthusiasm with which the people behind those technologies presented those technologies and talked about the products. All of us here are gathered for a common vision, and that is to make India's automotive sector globally competent and on a world stage where the world stands and looks at India, that here is a automotive powerhouse. That is a vision driven by our Prime Minister when he states about Atmanirbhar Bharat.
The Indian automotive industry, given its potential contribution to the GDP and employment, presents a significant opportunity, as we all know, to be one of the biggest growth drivers of the economy. It is for us to make sure that we emerge as a world-class automotive manufacturing hub. And this requires a concerted effort from all stakeholders to create an enabling ecosystem. It is events like this, the SIAT conference, the expo, that creates that ecosystem for us to get to the next level in terms of India being a world-class automotive ecosystem.
As we are the part of our leadership, we can say that we have immense responsibility also to see that the best is showcased. We can continue with what we have, but year on year we try to see what more can be done. Varied things have been spread out in the expos that we have never done before, and it is bringing together a synergy that I can surely say will take forward the auto industry to a greater heights in the coming days.
Theme for the first plenary session was Sustainable Technologies for the Next Decade.
The infrastructure of hydrogen and especially also the availability of green hydrogen is not on the level as it should be. This is why it takes more time. And this is why, especially in Europe, we see a later due date for the legislation here.
There is already enough proof that Indian electric two-wheeler industry is actually already starting to do better than the global players. All the products available in the Indian two-wheeler market are significantly better than the global competition, and not just in performance, but even in cost. So the Indian two-wheeler industry and the electric sector has already gone beyond most of the global players. We are talking about numbers which the global players are not able to imagine. We are talking about performance which the global players are not able to imagine. That impact we can carry forward and actually dominate the entire global two-wheeler industry by supplying from the Indian market.
The infrastructure is one of the key drivers of the economy, and today, we have many schemes like the Sagamala, the Gati Shakti Master Plan, the Bharatmala, and dedicated freight corridors. All of this is going to be driving the growth of India, and the increased highway network and the current highway construction of 30 kilometers per day, so many expressways coming up, and many highway projects. All of this is going to propel mobility and, of course, grow the economy.
The second plenary session was focused on safe mobility.
There are data points. We have been working towards safety for so many years, 80 years of experience developing vehicles, including safety as at the center. Around 50 more years experience in accident research, around 60 plus experience in testing the vehicle. It's not only physical testing, we also do huge amount of CAE simulations actually. And this is where the teams which is working with me bring huge amount of value, because before the prototypes are being made, before extensive testing happens, we do so many sort of simulations, optimization, robustness analysis to make sure that everything is spick and span so that prototypes are made and then they are crash tested.
Creation and updates of safety standards have mostly followed accidentology information, findings from the real-life accidents, and also vehicle technology advance. So this combination has made up the creation and updates of the vehicle safety standards. And one important thing is that these legal standards are always subject to some political and industrial trade-off in the committees that they are discussed. This means, as a result of that there is a traditionally low pace of implementation of these standards when we compare this to the pace of technology deployment. On the contrary, consumer ratings are also built through a joint effort, but in a reduced environment, with a program which is behind the assessment of the consumer ratings and industry involvement.
This is a bit of statistics on India. How safe are we? And I think the statistics is quite miserable because we seem to be topping the list in this case, the number of persons actually killed. The lesson that I've taken from my experience in life and from statistics like this is safety should be up there, right? We for example, do reliability. We do FMEAs and all that, and we figure out what can go wrong when we make something, right? Especially when we build an automobile, we sit down as a team, we brainstorm, we list, an FMEA has what's called an RPN score, which is a product of 3 numbers, which tells you how important that failure mode is. To me, safety also should be in that list, because safety to me is a reliability issue ultimately. And if there is one factor in that score called the probability of occurrence. And you might think that for safety, the probability of occurrence is small. If it occurs, the impact is high. But some people may think that the probability of occurrence is small, but that is actually not true. So in every FMEA that I do, I actually take the probability of occurrence to be 100%. Because you have to design for that event when that safety issue happened.
The third plenary session stressed on solutions for future mobility.
The consumer electronics experience, everybody loves over-the-air updates. I buy a phone, I get a support for next 4 years. There are new features getting added in the phone. Same thing we are talking about in the mobility sector. Even if I buy a car today, I should be able to get new features in coming years, because the technological age is shortening. So while the life of the vehicle itself is there, the entire technological spectrum itself is changing. So how do I get that experience? Let's say we are talking about level 4 or level 5 autonomous vehicles, where there is no need of a driver. Everybody is a passenger, everybody is a commuter. The whole user experience itself will completely change.
Why do we need a cybersecurity regulation? What should it change, the cybersecurity regulation? This is just an example of a vehicle architecture. You can see the vehicle in the middle with different ECUs and a lot of different interfaces. Today, the vehicles, you can see, of course, the classical is the Bluetooth or USB, but you have also now electric vehicles have a smart charging interface, it's in connection to the charging station. The OBD port, very dangerous, a lot cyber attacks come via the OBD port, and a lot of other communications over the air, with infrastructure, with service. So you have a lot of different cyber attack vectors. And the regulation, what is very interesting here, the regulation does not define any mandatory technical solution. The regulation does not say you must add a new gateway or you must add this. The regulation just defines general performance requirements without defining the technology. And this is very important, that the technology is free. So if we have tomorrow a better technology, it is compatible with the regulation.
What is the new mobility system? It consists of a responsible mindset. It's not putting only humans at the center of the conversation. It's putting the planet at the center of the conversation. And a planet means the humans, the animals, the birds, the trees, the insects, and the fishes at the center of the conversation. It's also asking a question, can we have a new economy which is circular, far away from the linear economy that we are so used to? We also start asking a question, can we graduate away from fossil fuels to a new energy system that is abundant, available to all, and that is equitable for all of us? The new economy consists of a circular approach, a new way of doing things, a way of doing things that we were not used to in the past, a way of doing things differently from what we did in the past. It also meant that it gives greater purpose for our existence. We are at the top of the food chain as humans, and we are there not out of authority, but out of responsibility. So when somebody is actually at the top of an organization, he or she is there, simply because he or she deserves to be responsible for everybody who is under that top position. We are also saying that the old paradigm had the limits of growth. But the new paradigm is talking about new unlimited, new ways of doing things that pushes us into thinking about new ways of growing. But the new way of growing, the focus of this is very different from what we are continuously used to in the past. This is going to be based on a new paradigm of a clean energy future, one that is abundantly available, equitable, and that will bring equality.
Experts shared their view on the theme of SIAT 2024, Transformation Towards Progressive Mobility. Let's take a look.
Your view, sir, on how do you see this panning out? Especially, we are talking about transforming mobility. So how do you see these big changes panning out in the country?
I think if you look at the key trends, as you mentioned, one is, of course, the decarbonization trend. Yeah? The other, of course, is the trend towards connectivity. I think if you look at some of the underlying themes, what's happening, one is there's a pressure to decarbonize, and it's not just driven by just decarbonization. From an Indian perspective, you also have to look at and say, while decarbonization is important, there's also this necessity for us as a growing economy with 85 to 90% of our oil being imported. It's important for us to figure out, are there alternate forms of energy that serve both the purpose of decarbonization one side, the other side of decreasing the import duty. So for us, it is a win-win if we actually do it right. So that's one aspect that's driving the whole transport industry and ecosystem.
So Tapan, what is MSIL's view on the future powertrain?
So if I put the perspective of CNG EV hybrid, on a well-to-wheel emission basis compared to a IC engine. Today, hybrids score better on a WTW basis compared to even an EV because 75% comes from coal. CNG performs much, much better. So is that the path we should take for next decade or so, or next 2 decades? And then transit when the renewable power increases and goes up to maybe 50% or 60% of the overall energy production. So therefore, our view is that we should give the choice to the consumer so that they're able to get the right kind of cost economics, the total cost of ownership, and they're able to contribute to the environment and the society at large.
So Mark, of course, you've recently moved to India, and how do you see India's emergence? Number one, as a domestic automotive market, and second is, as a potential partner for R&D, doing R&D for the world sitting in India, and also, manufacturing in India and exporting.
I definitely see a perfect ecosystem here in India for the automotive industry. It starts with the right university, which are really top, bringing each year good skilled engineers on the market, coming into the automotive industry, driving really innovations. Everybody speaks English, so you have no limitation, no barrier of the language to go abroad and to work with all the other countries. Then all our big tier 1 suppliers are here in India, and not only with some small localization or small plants, but really with big engineering centers producing knowledge, developing parts and components for global market, for global projects. The same for the service provider here. All the big names are here in India, so that you really have the right ecosystem.
Let me move now to Shri Sanjay Parashar from Indian Oil. Sir, what is your view on all the initiatives being implemented for alternative fuels?
We talk about from the conventional fuel, which is also going to last. That is also for the projection which says it is going to last for another 25 to 35 years. So, because it is not going to be 100% say free renewables. Even the government of India target is 2030 by 50% renewables. So, but we are working towards that. But what I am talking about e-mobility, that EV, biofuels, biofuels, hydrogen fuel cells, these are, earlier this was thought as a reality, but now this is a reality, and we are already working on that, and a lot of progress has taken place.
You've made new investments, including with a place in Chakan for e-mobility. I understand you're adding more capabilities. So how do you help the automotive value chain prepare for this transformation?
One of the key things that ARAI does is, or has been doing, is synergizing the Indian regulatory framework with that of the globe. Harmonization is key for the complete trading or whatever to happen. So ARAI has been functioning as the secretariat for that regulatory framework. And that gives ARAI, what can I say, a window or an edge to what is the future that you have to be prepared for.
The symposium also witnessed a gathering of over 1,500 automotive technocrats. Technical experts from 9 countries presented and discussed their research work in 48 technical sessions, which happened in 8 parallel sessions. SIAT Expo 2024 was an ideal platform for global players in the automotive domain to exhibit their products, technologies, innovations and services through interactive stalls. It was an opportunity for automotive OEMs, Tier 1, Tier 2 and Tier 3 suppliers, startups, equipment manufacturers, CAE tool providers, technologists, engineering service providers, design houses and test agencies to showcase their products, technologies and service capabilities.
I'm very happy to share with you that this had been the biggest ever exposition of automotive technology, testing, validation, engineering services, sensors, that is offering, showcasing their technologies through more than 330 stalls.
The significance of SIAT, as you know, that it is not a product marketing, but it is the technology marketing kind of thing. So a lot of technologies are evolving, and it is important to note that any of these technologies for its sustainability purpose, what kind of a future it has got in terms of the technologies.
Technology Pavilion theme is envisioning mobility at 2047. So, looking at India at 100, what mobility will look like as Vikasit Bharat is being showcased as different technologies which will be empowering or enabling these technologies in 2047. So here we are showcasing different energy platforms like hydrogen fuel, hydrogen ice, the concept like digital twins, which will be throughout useful for the life cycle of any vehicle or any development to service or manufacturing.
In this SIAT conference, we have a dedicated hydrogen pavilion where we have exhibited different hydrogen technologies, including hydrogen bus, hydrogen fuel cell, and an actual prototype of hydrogen IC engine. We are working in all these technologies. Hydrogen being the cleanest fuel known to man is definitely going to help us in the long run because it will reduce environmental pollution. Again, it is domestically available and it is a clean energy source.
This year in SIAT, we are supporting startups to come to the forefront with Startup Pavilion, where we have startups from the mobility sector displaying their innovations to the audience. That includes incubation support, financial assistance through different government policies, and the resources that we have to offer in terms of the technology-related laboratories and experts that we have on board.
Concentrating on our goal, global vision of carbon neutrality by 2050, we have collaborated with futuristic technology startups which will be developing electric road systems for mobility environment.
Show is very great, so we have big discussions, good discussions, and I think the market is ready for the active safety business.
So this is a very nice show organized by ARAI. We are very happy to be here.
Being ARAI as an industry leader, we always try to introduce the new technology for the automotive market, and we are almost ready to provide our solutions related to the e-mobility, then ADAS and autonomous vehicle data acquisition systems, and also the safety related products.
Today, in this event, we have displayed all the new technologies and solutions in the areas of engineering, ITS, instrumentation test equipments, and advanced software solutions for our customers. We thank SIAT and ARAI for giving us the opportunity to not only showcase our technologies in this booth stall, but also several technical experts will be talking on new technology solutions at the conference in the various technical sessions.
We've continued to be the exhibitor in SIAT since day one. We're happy that SIAT has always helped us showcase our capabilities, our products in a wonderful manner, and the footfall here is always very relevant to our industry, and therefore it helps our business to showcase our capabilities to the right people.
Prizes for stalls exhibited, research papers and special poster competitions for students were presented by Chief Guest Dr. N. Sarvanan.
SIAT 2024 has been truly exceptional, with a remarkable response across all sections. This symposium hosted over 1,550 delegates, more than 7,000 expo visitors, presented 211 technical papers, including keynotes, 9 plenary presentations, contributing to our collective knowledge in automotive engineering. We have given justice to the theme of the conference of SIAT, that transformation towards progressive mobility, and it is a step forward towards our global vision of net zero emissions, zero fatalities, and zero wastage.
Symposium on International Automotive Technology proved to be a global confluence for the automotive community that stressed on the importance of sustainability and net zero emissions.